Idea to action. I love it. You were just inspired with the best idea ever.
Hey, you know what? I'm going on this crazy tour. I'm going to meet a whole bunch of people. It's just more challenging. Not impossible, just more challenging.
I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh, I'm dreaming, oh, I believe in this dream I've been dreaming, oh.
Okay, road to 10 million. Mark Drager is going to make me famous.
Apparently.
Here we go. Mark Drager. Now Mark.Drager on Instagram. He switched over. He's now a personal brand. So go follow him. Send him some love. Mark, what are we doing?
Evan, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about you, man.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I hope
so. Here's the question that I actually have. What are you doing? We have done 4 or 5 of these conversations now. We've been doing this since August, I think, together. And every month you say, what should I do? And last month we talked about your tour. We talked about PR. We talked about those things. But I don't think you've actually done anything from month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. Have you done, other than think about the stuff that I've told you every single month? We're now in month 5 or 6. Have you actually done anything?
Is this what your plan was coming into this session?
Yeah. You like that?
You had nothing planned, and so you're just going to put it on me. That's basically what's happening right now.
No, I do have stuff planned, actually.
Okay,
but
I just hit my head on the microphone.
But really, though, it's starting to feel like every month I come and I push you. Oh my God, dude,
you're fine. You're okay. Jesus Christ, Mark.
Listen, the very first conversation we had was the need for you to be able to expand your team so that way you had more people who had ownership over a specific part of your business. You thought about it, but we didn't do much about that. Then it became like, well, what would these roles be? And we talked about someone to help you better with booking guests, someone to be your creative director or your brand manager, and someone to help you get more exposure through PR. I know that you made some changes with your agent. The month after that, we talked specifically about the creative director because you were going to LA and you did a pants test, but nothing happened after that. And then last month we talked about the tour and you made crazy progress on that, which is awesome.
Okay, great. Well, let's tap into Mark's amazing memory. Remember what happened at the start of that call?
Yes, you were walking.
Yeah. And I gave you an update on everything else. Which was?
That you hadn't done anything on it.
Because? What's the focus?
The focus is the tour.
Because?
Because the tour is in front of you.
And the next 3 months, 4 months while I'm on tour. Oh, actually, I've got 5 months.
Yeah.
That's the focus. So I can't do the other things. So I need to get the tour up and going. So the other stuff.
So should we rename this the road to 10 million? And with your opening video that has like all the stars you're going to get and your top 25 people that you want to get on camera, you know, your interviews with Kanye and Oprah and all these people. I thought that's what I was helping you with, big picture. But should we just call this the Evan goes on an awesome tour, the road to the tour?
No, dude, we talked about this last week or whenever we talked about it.
Yeah, it was just a week and a half ago. Yeah.
We talked about this on the last episode.
Yes.
Where you thought the tour is too small.
Yes.
And so, great. The point of this series is to make Evan Carmichael a household name. That's the point of this series. You thought the tour was too small and barely fit into that road in terms of like, I'm doing these events in each cities. So then it became, it's like, okay, great. Awesome. I'm not going to convince you otherwise of that. But it became, how can I use the influence that I can get, the tour in each city to help me get to my ambition.
Yes.
So it's not just about the tour. It's about the path to 10 million. And right now, this is what's in front of me. And how do we leverage it the best?
When we spoke, we came up with PR ways you can PR. We came up with a LinkedIn strategy. We talked about all of those things. And I know you're making progress on it. So then I knew that this session would start off with, okay, Mark, what else do we do? Right?
I don't think I started by saying, what else do we do? I said, what are we doing? So it was a free pass into, hey, Evan, we're doing these different landing page ideas and targeting. But okay, that's fine. It was like a free layup and you decided to just go ham and say, what are we even doing on these calls? Because they give you advice and you don't take any of it. Jesus Christ, Mark.
Yeah, Evan, you don't take any of it.
Listen, I've spent my entire day today focused on building a Mark Drager brand on Instagram. And this is the love I get at the start. Okay, so here's the update.
You're not really mad, are you? You're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. Just come on. Let's go, Mark. Jesus.
I know, but I want you to.
I feel it. Yes, but this is the thing.
You to have a team of people around you who propel you to the next level.
I agree. And as soon as I can get a hold of something, I push it hard. I don't know how to get a hold of the thing that you're asking for. I haven't found the model. As soon as I get, like you said, crazy progress since the last time we talked. Yes, because I understand what I need to do, and I'm going to push hard on the gas for it.
Yes. Okay.
The creative director side, I agree. I don't know. I don't know the path to find it. And until April now, what am I going to do? Am I going to bring the creative director with me on the tour? Like I'm locked in on
idea to action. I love it. You were just inspired with the best idea ever. Think about how much they will learn and pick up by being with you every minute of every day.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense to me. I mean, it does, but not in this context. Just stand. Jesus, get off here.
Oh, I love it so much.
Okay. Creative director and team and that side has to be the right person, and my ears are open. And what's going to happen is I'm going to find somebody, and then it's going to happen in a day. And like, boom, here's my team. It's in place. But until then, I just being in situations. My ears are open. I'm looking. I haven't even I've come close a couple of times of testing people, but I haven't found the right person. Then it's going to be Mark. Hey, do you want to start a podcast in the middle of the desert? Right. That's how it's going to be. And then like it's happening that day. And now I have a creative director. I could go alternate ways of hiring people on, on job posting sites and that kind of stuff. But I'm going to find it by someone in my network, someone who I'm hanging around, somebody who I meet, who I think would be great for this role. And so I need to meet more people. Hey, you know what? I'm going on this crazy tour. I'm going to meet a whole bunch of people.
There you go.
It's good that my ears are open, listening, trying to find somebody. Great. So let's crush the tour. The next step, you came back and you said, we created a whole bunch of things. So LinkedIn, what I've been doing is I started as a test. Everybody in Cleveland who was following me or connected on LinkedIn, I asked, hey, I'm coming to Cleveland. Do you know anybody that I should be in contact with? And there's a couple people I have to follow up with, but it looks like I'm getting at least one TV spot, a podcast, a couple other opportunities. And so, yes, it helps promote the book, but helps spread the Evan Carmichael brand. So that seems to be going well. It may still be a little early. We're looking at like 2 months away. I don't know how much lead time, so it's still urgent and pressing, but next week I'm going to be going through, and if I can line up some of those Cleveland things, and I'll keep going down the list of every city. So the LinkedIn, I think, will yield some results on my own. I have a call next week with both of my agents, my main agent, and then my lit agent, and then the team at the publishing house to talk about marketing strategies and who we know in different cities, who they know in different cities. I floated the idea of doing calls while I was in the car, and they said they want to help me line up media, but you can't be in the car doing it. They always insist on landline, I guess, in case of connections and stuff. So between me and LinkedIn connections, plus the publishing house, plus my main agent, we're trying to line up stuff in every city.
Yes.
So that's great. I think we'll have, fingers crossed, I think we'll have enough. But it's going to be like me pushing hard, everybody, every week, like, what are we doing? Where are we going? Like, let's go. The two things that maybe you can jump on some creative brainstorm, besides the landing page and stuff, which we can talk about.
Did you print your cover jacket? And did you print your cover jacket yet and put it on your one word?
Kind of. We got the dimensions wrong, so I need to do it. I didn't factor in, where's my book?
Oh, you didn't factor in the fold.
It's the extra. Yeah, it's on the inside. It folds over, right?
Yes.
On both sides. So I have to, so I gave the actual design and they say, oh, we can print this, but then it doesn't fit on the book. I'd have to glue it on or something. It's like, okay, no, that's going to be ghetto. So yeah, I need to extend it so that we have something.
Nice.
I also need to make we have a draft of a 1-pager to send out to people to say what is Built to Serve and who is Evan Carmichael and why he should be on your show. That we can send people. But the two things that I'm thinking about now are one,
update your speaker reel too.
Okay. Let me put that
The
down.
speaker reel video, the one that has Wim Hof in the middle, and it has Gary V on the right, and it has what's that amazing TD Jakes on the left.
And use that as the collateral. Like ideally, we send them to a landing page, and on that landing page we have whatever.
Of course, I'm just saying that speaker reel is whatever it is, 9 months or 12 months out of date, I think. And you've done some more stuff with some more people. It's all just video footage as well, and you've got tons of great photos with you with awesome people. So Christina can also drop in like a quick montage of photos of you with people. I think you know way more people, and you've been around more people, and you've been on bigger stages than that reel shows.
Okay, so let's. I wrote it down. I'm going to come back to it because it ties into our landing page strategy. At least in my head, it does.
Yes.
The two things that are coming to mind now are, one, finding bigger name people in each city beyond my connections. So LinkedIn is great in that it's like connections of connections. So, a TV host that I never knew of is connected and great. And then with my agents, it's whoever they know, basically in each city, media plus name brand people. But if I had a hit list of who I should target in each city, I could reach that out to my network too to say, hey, do you know this person? It's a lot easier than like, who do you know in Cleveland? I'm trying to get to like this person right here in each city. I don't know how to do it. If we looked at, we've exhausted like tons of ideas, but Mark Drager Creativity is about to bubble up.
But did you find the agents in each city and then look at their portfolio of people like I suggested last time?
No. Like agencies aren't geographic like that. Like an agency.
Huge agencies aren't geographic like that, but medium-sized agencies are.
But anybody who we're trying to target is not part of a smaller agency.
Okay, so then have Steve reach out to the agencies in New York and LA and ask them who you should connect with. And then, first of all, you should connect with those people regardless of this tour or not. And then, second, if you happen to be in their area within a few hours drive and they're really that big of a name, you do what you need to do to get in front of them.
I don't mind going to them if they're an hour or two away. It's finding who that person is.
Well, but the first step is to reach out to it would make sense for your agent to reach out to their agents to say, hey, we're looking to try and connect like-minded people who are great with XYZ, because then the talent isn't, involved. Basically, they're the talent, you're the talent. There's no egos, there's no nothing. It's a business transaction. When we're licensing music and we're trying to get a top 40 song, we reach out to the publishers or to the agents, and we basically just say like, hey, here's our client and here's our uses and here's what we're thinking and this and that. And would they be open to it? And if not, who other artists might be open to it? And it's just a very business kind of conversation. But
I'm not even like, it's not really a problem of egos or anything else. If I knew them or had a connection to them, I'm happy to reach out.
Of course you are. But what I'm saying is if you are reaching out to the agencies, asking who you should be connected with, it's at a different level than if your agent is basically saying, I have this talent, I have this personality, I have this person, I'm looking to connect them with people like XYZ who on your roster fit XYZ.
Yeah, in these cities. Yeah.
Or in general even.
Sure. I mean, that's another conversation. I'm just trying to line up while I'm there. If I can make, FaceTime with people, create content, build connections.
But I think the tour gets you the door in, right? My person's going on this tour and this and that, and they go, it sounds great. I'd love to get this person. I'd love to connect you with this person, but this person's in Portland and he's not coming to Portland. Oh, don't worry. Just give me the name anyway. We'll get Evan to Portland if we need to.
Yeah.
The person's, it gives the reason for the call and for the conversation.
Yeah. I think the book is actually probably an easier way in. But if they're not in the cities, if they're in the cities, then it's super easy because I'm only in the city for 3 days. Do you want to have a meeting with Evan?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one. I mean, I've been.
Is there no way to do IG search based on geography, based on profile size?
Not by both. You can go geography. You can look up hashtag Cleveland, or you can go location Cleveland, and you can see what's posted at the top. But a lot of these people either are way outside my demo, or
they're geotagging.
Or they're geotagging. They don't actually live in that city. It's more like, how much do I want? Like, if I do it right now, I'll go right now. I'll go hashtag Cleveland. You know, you'll get athletes. Again, like, we had this kind of conversation. It's not necessarily bad, but
but Built to Serve is entrepreneurial bent, human focused.
Yeah, it's a secondary market, right? Like, yes, Cleveland, LeBron James would be amazing to have a one-on-one with.
You should. That would be great if you could set that up.
Right, great.
But he's in LA, I think, isn't he now, or something?
Sure, that's true. But that like, I just said LeBron because I go to Cleveland and LeBron is the first guy who's up here. So yes, it's secondary. It's not impossible, just harder.
Okay. So let's play this out then. So I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
Your focus on your lane in entrepreneurship, does that niche you so much that it actually keeps you from going broader? We had this conversation yesterday, but should you be reaching out to the quarterback of the NFL team for the 20-minute conversation because you guys have alignment on challenge and purpose and pain and finding it, and there's similarities in thinking and all of these things, and it's just good for you to go broader?
Yes. It's just more challenging, not impossible, just more challenging. You look at athletes, some athletes, especially those who are getting ready who have a business mindset, who are thinking about transition to the next step up. Mm-hmm. Kobe Bryant becoming an entrepreneur, he's retired now, but there are people who are thinking they're planning for their career after sports. Those would be great potential fits. Otherwise, who just deep into playing the game would be a lot harder to, not impossible.
I don't know if it is though. Like, I think you're so good and you're so focused on mindset. I think you can carry on a great conversation because you're never going to sit down and ask a kicker about like kicking and stuff. You're going to ask them about them.
No. We'll have a great conversation. It's getting to the conversation is going to be a lot harder. If somebody already knows me, they've seen the videos, it's a lot easier to get a yes, and they're in the space versus something totally outside and they've never heard of me. It's just harder. It's not impossible. We'll have a great conversation. I can make a great conversation out of anything. I'm not worried about that. If LeBron wants to do a one-on-one, we're going to crush it. Getting to the table is going to be a lot more difficult, which is fine. It's great.
So is it worth whipping your team to try though? Broadening the people, focusing more on size than on specific lane.
Yes. It's to me, it's a yes and like that's a plan B. That's a not like maybe not plan B is like as a backup, but it's the. I think if that's our big plan, we're gonna lose. I think that's a good yes and. Mm-hmm. So it's not ignore all that. I think yes, let's go chase some of these people down, but I wouldn't want to rely my entire strategy on that. If we can get there are business-minded people in every city, business-minded reporters, business-minded influencers, business-minded leaders and connectors. That is right up my alley. That's a great fit for my messaging, for my book, for my brand, for everything. That should be the primary target with branding.
So did we talk about this? We may have talked about this last time, but should you pick publications that you at least put up with, if not admire, and find out, who's the leading writers, freelance writers or writers on staff, and then set up conversations with them? So if you loved Wired, I don't know if you do or not, but if you loved Wired, I like Bloomberg. I think they are a very interesting publication. But let's use Bloomberg. I like Bloomberg. There are staff writers and then freelance writers who do writing for them all the time. They ultimately make a lot of editorial decisions on who they speak to and why they speak to them.
Yeah.
And those are people who have influence in both digital and, more traditional markets.
Okay. So I'm going to Inc. That's an easy one for me.
Yeah.
So you're saying look at who the reporters are, build a list of all the reporters, see where they're at, and say, hey, I'm coming to whatever. Do you want to talk to me about?
Yeah. So pick an article topic you like, see who wrote it. And when you click on their name, it'll show you all of the articles they've written. And if a lot of the themes are similar to what you like and they've written a lot, then they have pull. They're in your lane. And it would make sense that you're going to give them something to write about because these people write all the time and sometimes it's hard to come up with stuff. So I would do it based off of, like I like the Atlantic. I do a lot of research through the Atlantic for brand strategies and stuff. I don't really read it, but I like their publication, the way they think. So if I wanted to find a topic, if we wanted the, I don't know, how a lack of belief holds people back. And I look through the Atlantic to see what articles these are and who wrote them and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find that journalist name, wrote a really great, interesting article on a freelancer staff writer. They write for a lot of other publications as well. So that's why connecting to the writer is so much more important than connecting to like editorial teams and stuff.
Yeah, I like it. That's easy enough. All the main publications, especially in the world of business / entrepreneurship, look at the past 100 articles, who wrote them, go find them on Twitter, see where they're from.
Yeah, but think about the primary and secondary things. So Vice, Vox, obviously like New York Times, Wall Street Journal, the Atlantic. There's like the Atlantic's like one of those secondary publications where they have quite a following, like a really strong following, but you wouldn't think of them the way you would think of Bloomberg or the Times or something. Inc. is a great example, right? Like you thought of Inc. right away.
Yeah.
I would never have thought of Inc. because I'm not in that world, but that's great. Inc., Wired, Entrepreneur, you obviously have old connections with, but
yeah, that's easy enough. Build a list, past 100 articles, like that kind of format of, yes, people that we already know through connections, but I don't want to just rely on that and have them, just do the old boys network, which is fine. But something like that, I could tell somebody, go to these 100 publications, find the most recent 100 articles, build a list of all the reporters, find their Twitter accounts, see where they're from, and then segment that out so that I can DM people and say, hey, I'm coming to, like this guy from New York. The first article on Inc. is written by Kevin Ryan. He lives in Queens, New York. I'm coming to New York. Hey, Kevin, I'm coming to New York. I got this book. Love to talk to you about it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's easy enough. I like it.
Especially if there's alignment with what Kevin likes to write about, with what you love.
Yeah. So that's good.
Well, what else?
Exactly. So
I don't want you to get too focused on the tour though, right? Like the tour is 4 months. We're going to sell tickets. We're going to use that to sell books. The tour for sure. But it's always like you're saying yes and. It's also the yes and of like, great, this is an awesome person to connect with, but you can't make it work for the tour. I want to connect with you anyway. Like tell me when, tell me where, when my tour is done. Like we don't want to lose an opportunity with someone big picture or long term just because it doesn't work within the confines of the 3 months and the cities you're going to be in.
Yeah, sure. I mean, for all that depends on size, importance, timing, scheduling, all of it. But sure, like if Kevin is a lead staff writer for Inc. and he's in New York and he can't meet me on that time,
then you do a call with him.
Great. Do a call or like a flight to New York is not that far, not that expensive, not that time consuming, can make that happen.
Yeah.
Each one is case by case, but sure, I'm not going to ignore people just because they can't meet me in that, 3-day window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's fantastic. I like it.
Can you do anything? This is a crazy idea because I want to come up with crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Can you do anything through your agent to put you on stage at an event where rather than your fee, they give out a book to every person in the audience? Like Tony Robbins, we show up at his event, 13,000 people there. He's giving away 1,000 or 2,000 books. Those are immediately go into his book sales. Can you do any 4, 5, 6, 7,000 person events where, and I know 7,000 books costs a lot of money, but so there's economics to it. But is there a way to put you on stage at places where your book is being purchased and put in the guest package? We're
already actively looking at that.
Okay.
One, it's there aren't that many events that are related that are 7,000 people, and it has to match up. I'm willing to go like even off of my tour, right? As long as it's not on my speaking day, I could fly somewhere and come back.
Oh, this wasn't about the tour. Now I'm just thinking book sales.
Oh, after? Sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm already doing one. I don't know what the number is. It's not that high. I want to say it's 500, but I'm not 100%. Where he's going to help promote the event in different cities. He's got connections in at least half the cities that we're going to. And then he's going to buy books, and I'm going to speak at his event after the tour is done, like end of April or something. So that stuff we're already looking at. It's figuring out where the events, do any of them match up while I'm actually in town? And if not, can we make that kind of connection?
So are you looking at the dates that you're going to be in the city, and has someone on your team pulled every single event off of Eventbrite that's taking place in those cities?
No.
Okay.
That's a good idea. Do you think most people post it to Eventbrite?
Well, you don't have to do Eventbrite. It can be anything. Like I asked my team 4 months ago to find for me, through the entire year, every event in Toronto that I should consider attending or possibly could speak at. And, they came back with like really, really big events. And I was like, no, you gotta find me. You gotta find me smaller things, like these weekly things, these monthly things that take place. But they were able to find it all.
Okay.
So every city has a website that lists the events that are taking place in it, like even corporately. Every convention center has a list of, conventions that are taking place through that month. So it can either be done based off of the building, it could be done based off of the city, or it could be done based off of the date.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Both are good. Eventbrite plus convention centers. Find the biggest convention center. Yeah, and if I could speak there, we were using that more for are there people going to be in the same city at the same time I'm going to be there?
Yeah,
to see if there's any collaboration. It's harder when people are
that's
traveling.
That's awesome though, because you could look at their speaker list then, right? Is that what you're saying? Like you find out that there's an event going on, you look at their speaker list. Oh, you're going to be in the city at the same time as me. Let's connect.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's harder. Okay. It's harder than because we were trying to find locals, but we don't have a good system. I like the Twitter thing with the article with the public media. You can find out who was born in Cleveland, but a lot of those guys don't live there anymore. They've moved on to other places. So who is currently active and somebody who we should know in Cleveland right now? That's been a challenge beyond just using connections. Like who do you know? In researching, it's been a challenge. So we came up with this idea as another option of people who are visiting. It's a challenge because a lot of times their schedules are so tight they don't have time for extra things. Like they're in and out a lot of times. Mm-hmm. But it's a yes and.
Yeah. Are you looking at all the universities and colleges? Like, obviously Boston has a whole bunch of really great talent there. It draws a lot of leaders, but New York and even the state schools, like, are you looking at the quality of professors in the state schools, the colleges, or the universities?
No. To meet with professors?
No. Well, to see if it makes sense for them to put together a 700 student thing to listen to you on stage, speak together, or if they themselves have a platform, or if they themselves have connections because they're the head of the business school there and they know people and like that kind of stuff.
No. You think that's...
It might be a super, super long shot, but I mean, if you're considering Harvard and you go like, hey, I'm in Boston, let's look at Harvard to see who's at the business school and who's professors there, and just see who these people are. You're looking for a target list of people to connect with. I mean, some of especially the Ivy League schools, but any school that has a business program will have, I imagine, at least a few people who are well connected in the area for business or well known.
Can I have the list? Check it out. I don't know what's in Cleveland, but there's a big university. There's a big university in every city, in every state.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next thought I'm going through is, or anything else on that?
No, let's hear your next thought.
Okay. In the car on the way to the city, Some of the drives are, I think the shortest is an hour and a half and the longest is 10. Most of them are probably in the 3 to 4 range between cities. Best use of that time. They don't want me doing media and any formal interviews because they're worried about connection dropping and that kind of stuff. So I get that. That's fine. So I have to do meeting when I get there. I could be video DMing people who's in the city. Say, hey, I'm coming to Cleveland tomorrow. Get your ticket. Usually it's a day before the event. I travel the day before the event. So tomorrow, I'm going to drive to Cleveland the day after I'm doing the event in Cleveland. Best use of the time in the car. What do you think, Mark Jager?
The last time you wrote a book while you were in the car.
Yeah. I don't guarantee that I can stick to your plan because I might go crazy and come up with something else, but I like brainstorming ideas.
The most obvious is to stack your days with podcasts. Not for tour, for book sales, but
we could do that with the risk of, the caveat that, hey, we might lose connection. And we did that last year. We lost connection a couple times going through some of the crazy mountains. And we either just kind of kept going when I reconnected and they edited that out, or we rescheduled another time because we just totally dropped the call. Mm-hmm. So we could definitely do that. That's more broad. There's nothing to do with the next city that I'm going to, but we could actively be trying to do more podcasts just with that caveat. The poor connection is the caveat.
Yeah. I'd have to look into it because I don't know if this actually works, but you could leverage more. So last time for each city, we had a Facebook event, and then you would do a live stream tap to that event, right? To the next event.
Yeah.
So that way, everybody within that community of people who are liking it, following it, or part of it would get a notification that you're live, right?
Yeah.
So, you could make more of a meal of that rather than do a 2-minute, hey, I'm here at this place. I'm going to be in 3 days at the next place. I don't actually technically know how this works. So that's why I'm kind of speaking like, hey, there's an idea here, but you may look into it and be like, yeah, that's not how it works at all. But if there was a way that your lives, that you could do like a 1-hour live tap to that next event. So everybody at the next event gets the notification. But because there are people who follow it or talk to it, but haven't purchased tickets yet. And so I do know that last year's advertising campaign, to get people talking about the events and then you doing the live did help.
I could, in the car. So what we would do last year is, so if I'm in Cleveland, my next stop at Cincinnati, on the Cincinnati Facebook page, we would show the last day of Cleveland. Say, hey, Cleveland, what's up? And people would cheer. What did you learn today? Cincinnati, we'll see you soon. Get your tickets.
Yeah, it was good social proof.
So that would be 3 days before the actual event in Cincinnati. 3 to 4 days. So the day before, I could be in the car saying, hey, Cincinnati, I'm coming to you. Let's go. Let's answer some questions. I'm here for you for half an hour live. What do you got?
Yeah. It feels like really tiny, but it may be effective.
Yeah, it's if we have enough people who have said that they're interested in that event. Like it only goes to the people who said they've interested in that event.
Which is why we run an engagement campaign on that event, not a ticket sales or conversion campaign, but an engagement campaign on that event to get people talking about that event.
Right. So they get notified when I go live.
Yeah, but we run an advertising campaign for a week or two prior to the event, so we can seed that list. Yeah. So that way, when you go live, there's actually people there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Complicated play, but
okay, it's not that complicated. I just have to find the Facebook group and I press the button and go live.
No, for you. You. On our side, we have to.
Oh, you guys are extraordinary.
Cost-effective campaigns that warrant driving people there, just so that way you can 3 days before say I'm coming, just so that way 1 day before you can push a button and go onto a live.
Well, they may not see that campaign, but the engagement campaign hopefully helps still generate sales.
Yes.
Like it can't just be that 1 hour that I'm in the live is going to be the way to buy tickets, right?
No, I know.
Okay. I like it. It's doable. We could test it. We could test it and see if we test with Cleveland. We test with Cincinnati. If it's not working, we can kill it. Cleveland's a long enough drive. Some cities I have less time between cities.
For select cities, would you be willing to waive the cost of entry if people were coming from out of state? So let's say we have a smaller geography. Could we run a limited time offer or something where it's like Evan will literally cover the cost of this for you if you're coming from out of state? You know, we do like a put your goals above your convenience campaign and encourage people to, or is that again really niche?
I guess it depends. Like the to get in, it's a $47 ticket or 3 for $97. If they're coming in, I guess depends how far away you're going to be looking at, right? I mean, once you factor in travel costs, the actual entry is probably not that. Like if they get a hotel.
Oh no, dude! People, we know from every city that people drove from far away for every city, so we know that they're willing to come. The question is whether we could do like a remarketing campaign specifically to your audiences out of state, saying like, you know, like for people who already know you, for people who are already connected to you, Evan will cover the cost if you want to come out to this thing because you're going to put your goals in front of your convenience, ahead of convenience.
Possibly. I didn't have to cover the cost of shipping a book to them.
Yeah. And the cost of the advertising campaign.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Mark. This is the Mark Drager strategy here.
Yeah, give stuff away at a loss.
Here we go. That's why you hire Fanta.
We will literally figure out ways to spend money to give stuff away for free.
Right. Great. I mean, not as great a strategy as everything else. I mean, we're targeting big cities. There should be enough people in every city that fit the demo.
You are targeting big cities yes, you're targeting big cities, but we know from last year's campaign that the economic makeup or the entrepreneurial vibe of the cities also, you can have 1 million people there, but have a less entrepreneurial vibe, or you can have 1 million people there and it can be like extremely entrepreneurial. So sure. that also affects it.
Sure. Let's keep the idea in mind. I don't know that should be
great. They're not all winners all the time. No worries.
Okay, so talk about let's get to landing pages. So I had a main kind of speaker reel / about Evan and people praising me, that kind of stuff. We made a cut down version of that for last year's tour page.
Yes, I know.
Okay, so what do we need? What's the landing page strategy? You have 6 different ideas, and then what kind of assets do I need to give you to crush it?
Yeah, so I had a meeting this morning with Alex, looking at the wireframe. He rewireframed them to me, and I think I just got them about half an hour ago. I haven't been able to look at them, but we're going to create 6 different landing pages. So we're going to create landing pages. The first group are people who are interested in becoming an influencer, a creator, or a YouTuber, because obviously you're an expert at that. And there's 2 versions of the page. One version are for people who know you, so we could market off of your subscribers on YouTube, your Facebook followers, and your Instagram people, and then we could remarket off of the list, off your email list, and then people who don't know you. So lookalike audiences on Facebook and Instagram, and for people who've watched your videos in the last 30 days on YouTube but are not subscribers of you.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. The second is the same strategy, but the topic is on finding your purpose. So this is the Built to Serve page, finding your purpose. Each one of these answers is meet Evan, get answers, like ask the questions. But we have the people who know you, who are in love with you, and who happen to be in those cities. And then we have the people who don't know you, same advertising strategies. And then the third group are people who want to go from 0 to 1 million, people who want to start the business, the entrepreneurs, the hustles, the fact that you have a lot of experience, you have a lot of knowledge, that you worked for VC in the past, that you sold your own business. So it's let's go, Evan's going to help me go from 0 to 1 million. again, 2 different versions of the landing page, people who know you, people who don't know you.
And so the audience would be the same audience, just they're going to hit one of 3 different landing pages, or maybe they hit all 3 of them through different ads.
Yeah. So anyone who is in the I Know Evan category has the possibility of seeing all 3 ads. And we can also see which ones compete or perform the best, because we're really working off of people who are connected with you. We're not working off of interests or jobs that they have. On Facebook, we can target creators, but again, that's people who don't know you. So all of the other ones, the people who don't know you, they're only going to see one page based off of their interests. So if someone doesn't know you and is a YouTuber, then they will see the YouTube page. If someone doesn't know you and has started a business recently, which is a Facebook interest group and a YouTube interest group, then they will see the going from 0 to $1 million. If it's people who are interested in general entrepreneurship, then they will see the Find Your Purpose page. And then we have the ability to also target other people in your peer network, so other YouTube channels and things like that.
Okay, so what do you need from me?
So I'm reviewing the wireframes, and I will be working on the copy early next week. We're going to send them over to you, and we're going to need all the pages built. We're going to make some suggestions for that speaker reel video, because we have some changes we'd like to see made. I'm going to review and give you feedback on the new version of the ticket page as well. So we'll make a few more changes to that. And Alex, when I spoke to him this morning, we're still waiting on him to put together the final advertising strategy, so that way we can build an asset list. Honestly, we're not going to turn on marketing for another 3 to 4 weeks, so we still have some time. But yeah,
this is very exciting.
It's way different from last year, right?
I'm so excited, dude. I'm so excited. Am I making custom ads again? Like, hey, Cincinnati, blah, 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 blah.
I don't know, because we're running. I don't know, because he also wants to look at the Dan Locke strategy of super broad, super open based on interest group. And then when people have hit a certain point of the video, remarketing those people a second message. We have 5 different approaches we can take. I'm waiting for Alex to tell me which one we should take, so I can create an asset list for you.
And for those of you who are hardcore fans, Alex, there's a new Alex in the family.
Oh, yes. Not your Alex, my Alex.
Yeah. Alex, you may know and love from Toronto Dance Salsa. He's been on the channel a couple times. Alex.
Well, you'll know him even if you don't love him.
Wow, Mark. Wow. Alex with an X, although his name is Alessandro. It's not really Alex, but we'll go with Alex with an X. Is Mark's new, what do you call him?
He's the director of digital marketing.
He's the
directorial of dictoral marketing.
That's dictoral marketing. Wow.
Director of digital marketing.
There he is for Phantom Media. Cool. Yeah. All right. So we got some work to do.
Yeah. We got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of fire copy to write for you.
Okay.
And then I got to get you to build the pages, and then I got to probably give you comments so you build them even better.
Great.
Yeah.
That's the process. I love it.
That's the process.
Mark
we got
Drager
14 minutes left. What else do you want? You good?
Yeah, we're good. Mark Drager has left the building.
Have I? I'm still here.
His ideas came, he dropped the bomb, and he's leaving.
Yeah, I gotta go fix some Instagram.
There you go. Go follow him, Mark.Drager on Instagram. Send him some love. Say you saw this. And he's building his personal brand now. I'm excited to see him grow too.
Thank you, Evan.
Appreciate you, Mark. Talk to you soon.
You too. Okay, bye.
If you want to see the first brainstorming session Mark and I did about the tour, where it came from, and how he kicked my butt, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.